What's going on, guys? It's Eric here. Just wanted to say thank you for clicking on here and tuning in. I'm going to be talking about the trans agenda and how it should not be pushed onto children. Look, it's clear, all right? I don't care what you want to identify as in your own time or what you believe but pushing it onto children is wrong and it is evil. And here's why. But before we get into it, make sure you give this video a like, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think, and give me a subscribe. And make sure you follow the Facebook page Ruffert Report to get your funny daily memes. Now let's jump straight on in. We have a clear problem in this country, and no, it's not a gay problem. This isn't about who you love. So LGBs, you're safe on this one, even as a Christian man, and you always will be with me. I'll be talking about the trans agenda being pushed onto children. Yes, children are even the victims of this mind-altering ideology. These people seem so hell-bent on reading this crap like my shadow is purple.
Cobb County, just outside of Atlanta, Georgia, Katie Rinderly, a 5th grade teacher, was fired because she read the book My Shadow is Purple to her class. Recently in Georgia, they have passed laws that forbid teachers from establishing political viewpoints.
Yes, My Shadow is Purple, a book that pushes the non-binary lie that there's more than 2 genders. She reads a passage from the book to prove that to you.
View with a passage from the book. My dad has a shadow that's blue as a berry, and my mom's is as pink as a blossoming cherry. There's only those choices, a 2 or a 1, but mine's is quite different. It's both and it's none.
Okay, look, dude, if you haven't figured out that there's only 2 genders by now and 2 sets of chromosomes, XX and XY, I think you failed biology. I just want you to listen to these morons' arguments for about a minute or two, just to see that you know what the hell I'm talking about.
Happens, that is the starting point that you learn in like 5th grade, but when you actually do real experiments, you learn that the way that data breaks down when it comes to
Can you give me a number
genders.
or not? Number?
A number? You have 2. That's 6th grade science. When you move on, there are hundreds of different categories.
So what you learn in 6th grade becomes less true as you get older? Like gravity becomes less true?
That is a basic building
Newton's
block
third
that
law
children
becomes less
learn
true?
in order to understand the concept of gender. When you break it down into actual
Gender and
experiments when it
sex
comes
are
to
directly
chromosomes and sex, it breaks down into hundreds of different categories that actually differentiate between just 2 genders. What you're saying is there are facts and you don't believe in there being opinions.
Yes, I am saying that there are facts.
This is a scientific fact that if you talk to any biologist, you will learn.
So in biology, they teach you that there's XX and XY chromosomes. So give me a number of how many genders there are.
Hundreds, many.
Unlimited, right?
It breaks
So
down
it's
in so many
anything
more
you want to be,
categories.
anything you feel.
No, it's what scientists determine given specific categories.
XY.
Why do you need a number if you're
Bingo. Why do you need a number? That's a great question.
You literally have no idea how it works. You're
Because then you could self-identify to be anything you want at any time.
Literally, biologists are saying that this is the way the gender actually breaks down.
So you would accept the argument that you can self-identify to be anything at any time?
Yes, because literally biologists.
That's what's wrong with not having a number.
Well, here's the thing. If that's the case, well, I've been wanting to do this for a long time, but I'm a trans black woman now, guys. I know, it's new. I know. And I demand that you treat me as such, or else you are a transphobic bigot. Yeah, I'm about as flabbergasted as that statement as you are. Yeah, that sounds. But hey, any sane-minded person would think that that's very bizarre behavior, and that should probably get treated. I mean, we don't tell schizophrenic patients that they're really seeing the imaginary friends they're seeing, and they should go hang out with them and listen to every word they say. No, that would be ludicrous. And if any student were to come to any teacher about some trans agenda nonsense they read on the internet, I would expect a teacher to have this kind of response.
She.
You're not a she.
No, I already told you I go by they, them.
They and them. They and them mean multiple people.
No, my pronouns are they, them.
There's no such thing. No such thing.
Yes, there is.
So like I said, are you, which is a she, ready to give her presentation?
I'm not a she. Like, you go by she, her. So when we talk about the teacher said this, she said that. I go by they, them. So you can ask me,
So
or if you don't
confusing.
get it, you can just say my name. You can say, Parker, would you like to present now?
That makes no sense. What were you born as?
That's none of your business.
When you came out, your mom, that is where you came out. What were you
Why are
born
we
as?
talking about this right now?
Because I asked you, were you ready for your presentation?
I am ready for my presentation,
And
but I'd
I
like you to respect
acknowledged you.
what I go by.
I am.
You're not, though.
She, you,
No.
her.
No. They, them. You can ask.
They
Are
and
they
them
ready?
mean multiple. Multiple.
Teacher, this is a new important thing.
Well, it's not important to me because I'm old school, and they and them is considered multiple
You might
people.
not want to say that, though, teacher. It doesn't really kind of go well. You're
Why
being
don't
so
really-
closed-minded right now.
I'm not being closed-minded.
You
I'm
are.
being, you're being too open-minded. You're too.
Yes, conform or you will be a transphobic bigot and you're gonna lose your job and get fired. You see, if we could just have more base teachers like this, the world would be a much better place. Unfortunately, there are crazies out there who are against any kind of regulation against this child grooming nonsense. And of course, a lot of people who don't pay attention to this stuff and only hear their side come up to me and say, I mean, Eric, how the hell can you say it's grooming? Well, why don't you sit down, you blue-haired mess? Because let me tell you. Just tell me how a man could put on a dress, wear makeup, and be in front of 5 4-year-old kids looking like this. Like, that is absolutely disgusting. Don't worry. What about a little drag show strip tease for the kids down at the library for good measure? Because, you know, ripping off your pants is a very good image for the little kids in the room, right? However, of course, if you say anything, you will be labeled as a transphobe and a homophobe. And you know what the funniest part of all this is? Is that if a child can't consent to sex, work before 16 years of age, tattoos, tobacco, alcohol, but you can somehow, you know, have them consent to taking puberty blockers to have irreversible effects. You know, I just think that's a very, very troubling path to go down. And it's not a very logical one. Because even here is a trans man from another country, even telling a school board to stop pushing the trans agenda nonsense down children's throats. They are there to learn math, science, and gym class, not your frigging ideology.
My name is Matt Ray. I'm the Western Regional Leader for Gays Against Groomers. I live here in Arizona with my American wife, and I'm a big fan of this country, which is why we chose to live here. I'm 31 years old, and I am a trans man. Biologically, I am female, something I feel obligated to state because biology matters. I'm not ashamed of that. I'm here today because I am utterly embarrassed by what the trans movement has become. The trans community is a minority. Not everyone is going to accept us, and we have to be respectful of that. I thought that was common sense, but these days it's considered hateful, which I don't understand. I don't find it appropriate or necessary that underage children are being exposed to gender ideology and trans identities. My parents gave me a chance to express myself, but would never indulge my feelings growing up. Instead, they allowed me to get to know myself in order to make a conscious choice as an adult. At the time, I thought they were cruel for not affirming how I felt as a child. But today, I couldn't be more grateful for the fact that they did that. I could have changed my mind. If they had helped me transition underage, something could have gone wrong and then I would have resented them forever. A lot of kids today aren't being given that chance. They are being manipulated by by people who are acting from a place of unresolved trauma. I understand many of them mean well, but I can't tell you how dangerous it is to allow children to access hormones or puberty blockers. The idea that puberty can be paused without repercussions is a blatant lie. Side effects include brain swelling, loss of bone density, vision loss, increased risk of cancer and sterilization. Lupron, one of the drugs being used to block puberty, is also used to chemically castrate pedophiles. That's what's being done to children. The adults who enable this should know better, but instead they're encouraging rebellion and driving a wedge into families because of their own feelings and experiences. It is disgusting to push these ideologies on innocent children who can't consent, and it's disgusting to take away a parent's ability to safeguard their child. If you genuinely believe that children can consent to such a big life-altering decision, I dread to think what else you think they can consent to. I have experienced side effects and complications from transitioning as an adult that I would not wish on my worst enemy, let alone a child. Side effects that even doctors weren't knowledgeable enough to tell me about. If you're encouraging underage kids to do this to themselves in order to validate it and special, you truly don't comprehend the damage you are doing to future generations. Simply put, it is selfish and wrong to push this indoctrination, medicalization and sexualization onto children because of your own personal beliefs. I am here to prove that even people in the LGBT community do not approve of pushing gender ideology on kids. I didn't move to this country to watch this forced acceptance happen. I won't stand for it, and I strongly urge the board to make education appropriate again.
And if Matt Ray, right there, a trans man, didn't change your mind, well, in conclusion, you're a groomer. Hey, YouTube, thanks again for watching. This is Eric on Referent Report. I'm going to see you next time. Make sure you drop a like, comment down below, give me a subscribe. Make sure you follow the Facebook page, and I will see you again soon. See you next time.